Hello guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. So today I'm going to talk a simple video, maybe 5-minute video or 10 minutes video about the supercapacitor. So when you are interested in supercapacitor, how to start experiment with supercapacitor? So first of all, you need to understand what is supercapacitor. Supercapacitor is a device that has the capability to store charge. So that's the meaning for capacitor. Supercapacitor store charge at very fast time, discharge also at very fast time. Okay, that is supercapacitor. So you need to learn a little bit info about supercapacitor. It's divided into EDLC, electrical double layer capacitor, pseudo capacitor, battery type capacitor. And we have also symmetric supercapacitor, asymmetric supercapacitor, and also supercapacitor. Some people use supercapacitor or some use supercapacitor. So there are different terms you need to learn and search. Okay, so let's make it short. So how we going to start the material? So for example, your supervisor give you a topic. So I want you to make a device for your PhD journey on the supercapacitor. So you are given, you can make a combination of metal oxide. It can be metal oxide, it can be metal layer double hydroxide, it can be metal dichalcogenides. So I want you to make it work. What you're going to do first, you just blindly choose any metal and test for the performance? No. The number one, you need to decide either you want to go just metal oxide or metal hydroxide or bimetal oxide, which you are combining two different transition metal oxide, and maybe you want to go for metal dichalcogenides. You combine with dichalcogenide group, so the transition metal combined with dichalcogenide, you can produce a new material and a lot of opportunities. So you need to know why you need to combine them. So in the selection of material is very important. You cannot just blindly pick metal oxide or bimetal oxide. So let me give you an example. Okay, when you just pick the metal oxide or bimetallic metal oxide, so what happens is you can actually get a high theoretical specific capacitance. At first, it can give you very high. At second cycle, third cycle, 100 cycle, 500 cycle, 1000 cycle, the performance will drop significantly. So you need to learn why, because what happened in metal oxide, even it can give you primary or initial high specific capacitance, in the end the retention will be low because of the electrode undergoes fatigue during during insertion and de-insertion of the electron from the electrolyte to the electrode. Because when you are dealing with metal oxide, the mechanism that you focus on is the redox process. So you are storing charge in terms of the transfer of electron. When the electron transfer, is cause fatigue to the electron. So that's why your stability retention you expected will be low. So when you are dealing with new material, when you're combining metal oxide with another metal oxide, become bimetallic metal oxide, you cannot blindly choose any metal and expect, or in the end, I can get a very good retention. Cannot. Theoretically, it's wrong. So it will not produce a very good retention. You can try, but you can see the results and you will waste your time. So what you need to do, some modify the nanostructure, add additive, add doping, sulfur doping, whatever doping, you add carbon doping and so on to increase the stability. So then we back to the properties. What material increase the stability of the material, stability of the system of or the device? So then you go back to the basic of supercapacitor. whereby it divided into electrical double layer, pseudocapacitor, and also hybrid supercapacitor. So, so for EDLC, the mechanism is the storage of charge is based on the separation of the ions at the opposite terminal. That's why it's become electrical double layer. It doesn't involve transfer of electron, movement of electron. It doesn't involve that. So because of that, EDLC is very stable. However, it produces a very low theoretical capacitance. That's why you need to combine when you are dealing with new composite material. Try to insert a little bit elements of EDLC on your material. For example, you're combining carbon-based material with the metal oxide to produce a novel composite material. That's a very good strategy. But when you read from the paper, a lot of paper already done that. So then you need to tune in terms of the procedure and the performance. So see and revise what procedure haven't people gone through that in details. So you need to revise on that. So for example, people already done on hydrothermal, then you do a new method that can produce a very good material with a high performance. That's also in term of novelty, it also counts in term of the novelty. Then if you struggles to find novelty on that, you can also include the other material. Instead of you produce a primary binary, you also can produce ternary material. However, for ternary material, you need to compare with the primer with the binary and also the pristine material to see either the synergistic effect is happen or not, either the performance is increasing or not. Okay, that's the very basic idea. In the end, for the metal selection, when you are doing the supercapacitor, you want to start your supercapacitor, you need to understand the mechanism. So when you understand the mechanism and properties of each of the material that you're going to use, so it's no problem. You might face some hurdles, some problem, but the problem will not so big that will stuck you in your experiment. So that's why selection of material is very important. You cannot just pick some material that you think is novel, but in the end, the material will not produce a very good performance. You need to know something why you think it's novel. If somebody never reported it, but you try doing your experiment, the result is very low. That's why people don't report it. That's why people don't venture into it. That's why people don't delve into it, because it produces low performance. So that's why it's tricky in the material selection. So in the end, I wish you a good luck on the material selection when you start whichever application. It does not limit it to the supercapacitor. It can also be applied to Dyson like solar cell or other application. So I wish you good luck. Selamat Hari Raya. That's all. Okay, bye. See you again.